You good? Okay, so we're going to do an open basket weave now, which we use for an acute ankle injury to allow for swelling to take place, but at the same time still give compression and protection on an injury. So to start, I'm just going to, so what we kind of do is it's kind of like the closed basket weave where other than we have a strip down the middle to allow for that swelling to occur. So it's kind of going to be that same concept. Do I have your permission to tape you?
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just check PMS. So we'll just squeeze 1, 2, 3 back to normal. Okay, you just wiggle your toes, and can you feel this sensation?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is check decap BTLS. So just ensuring that there's no cuts or anything around his foot, which there aren't. So there's no wound management that needs to be done. So what we're going to do is use our makeshift heel and lace pads. Get them on. And then we're going to put our pieces in between his toes. I'm just going to rip and place just to allow for that swelling, just to give more space between the toes and make it more comfortable. Not great if you have ticklish feet. You're doing pretty well. Okay, so from here, we're going to cover everything, coming around right by the toes. Might come down a little bit actually from my eyes right there. And we're going to start to cover this up. So at this point, I would put a horseshoe on the lateral side of his ankle to come around his lateral malleolus, but I don't have one, so just for purposes of this, I would place one on, and I would cover it with this pre-wrap to ensure that it stays. So cover it, and then we come up his calf and stop at the muscle belly. So the next thing we're going to do is apply anchors like we would with closed Gibney, but we're going to leave that squat in the middle. So we start at the top and come around, and just make sure we leave a gap for that swelling. Just around and around and around. So we do 3 on the top. My roll ends, and then I'm going to do 3 on the bottom as well. Pretty much as high up on the foot as the wrap is. Just to ensure it stays. Come out here. Same thing, we're going to get 1 on here. 2. And 3. And now, just like the closed Gibney, we're going to do 3 stirrups, going up and around from the medial side to ensure that we don't have any further damage done, preventing that inversion. So we have 1, 2. Let's see this roll. Get 3. Nice. So 3 stirrups. And just make sure those are patted down. So now I'm going to anchor over again. We're just going to fill in on the way down. And that'll just ensure that the stirrups stay on and that we're closed all the way down to prevent any blistering or anything like that from occurring. So there's a couple more here. And then maybe 1 more right on the bottom. And then we're going to go into very broken figure 8s and heel locks. So we'd come over, come here, figure 8 comes around and up, rip, back up on the medial side, and around. So there's a figure 8. And now we're going to get heel locks. So same thing, we're coming back down and around. Got 1 heel lock here, back up, rip, Continue again on this side, under the foot, around the heel. Rip. Now back into a figure 8 again. Up to the top. Up and around. Back down. And into heel locks again. So we get this heel lock here. Up and over. Just remembering to leave that space in the middle. And we come back to the other side, get the heel lock over here. And now we just check, make sure there's no windows, anything like that, which it doesn't appear that there is. And now, again, we're just going to kind of make this look pretty now, so we're going to add a piece that comes right down the foot. Just to kind of clean this up and make sure that we have no loose ends sticking out. It's a little tight there, but that's okay. Just make sure that this is going to leave a gap. I'm kind of pretty up this tape job here. Right down to the toe. Just make sure you get a rub on that to keep it. We're just going to re-anchor again just to make sure that this is all doing well. At the top, I'm just going to anchor again at the bottom so that we don't lose that new piece that we put on. There we go. We have a closed Gibney. So now, just as far as our police acronym goes, so we've protected now. We're going to fit you for crutches after this so that you stay off your foot. Optimal loading, so when you go home we're going to try to get you just doing like some pumping exercises with your ankle as best you can, just making sure that we keep that mobility. We're going to try to stay off of it, so even like alphabets, ABCs, stuff like that. As far as icing goes, we do C-band, so cold burning aching numbness. It's going to take longer for the ice for you to feel the cold burning aching numbness because of how much there's around the ankle. So you're going to have to leave it on a bit longer to reach that numbness, and it's going to take a bit longer for it to warm up. So just ensure that you have the right gap as far as that. It is compressed right now. If you end up having too much swelling in the end, you can always cut the middle, or you can just take it off if it's very uncomfortable and you start losing circulation, anything like that. And then elevate, so we do 6 to 10 inches above your heart. So when you're sleeping, try to elevate it on pillows or elevate the bottom of the foot of your bed. Wherever you are, just try to keep it up. If you're in school or wherever, try to get it as high as you can just to get that blood flow and edema to start to move out. And I'm just going to check PMS again just to make sure that I didn't tape this too tight. So I'm going to squeeze, 1, 2, 3. So your color's back. Can you just wiggle your toes for me? And then can you feel the sensation?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Great.